Shirley here with Jupitelis, and Venus has ingressed into Gemini. So let's talk a little bit about Venus spending her time in Gemini. First of all, she's about to meet Sedna. So if this ingress feels kind of ouchy, then that's probably Venus conjuncting Sedna. Mercury is in Leo. So Venus is about relationship, flirtations, and so on. Mercury in Leo is about leadership, visibility, and the Venus Sedna can be people feel betrayed around how they look in relations, or it's just something to do with the visibility, and that can be for personal relationships, a situation where um, you find out through a text that something was not correct, or um, with the trine to Pluto and sextile to Neptune, it can be people realizing that um, that their ability to be seen with someone, there's some sort of a betrayal around that, or through an image finding out that something is not like what they thought. And Gemini reminds us that if you allow a Gemini to tell the truth, they will tell the truth, and they usually have no filter. So as to the what is going on-ness, then this is usually where it lies. Is the Gemini allowed to tell the truth about the situation? Or because Gemini has no filter, you might end up in the position of the Gemini that is kind of being um, uh, uh, kind of not being in a situationship where you're visible because you're the person who has no filter. Okay, so that can create unease because this is Sedna, and Sedna is also about the archetype of the. It was about a woman, but this doesn't have to be a woman, especially not in Gemini. The woman that it seemed like no man was suitable for her. It seemed like she was kind of like her daddy's girl, always so spoiled. But what actually happened is that her father trafficked her, and um, it seems like she didn't find a suitable husband, but there was something else going on there. And um, and another thing that came up is being honored. Now, I don't understand. I know. I get it, because Mercury is in the sign of Leo, which is all about being honored, and the filter of being honored. So, by the way, here's a tip: if you want to identify if somebody is doing involved in secret society or secret rituals, those are the people that have the Madonna whore complex. Whether you're a gay person dating a man or dating a woman, but it's usually around brotherhoods. I don't think it expresses with lesbian relationships. Maybe it does. I don't know. But it is usually about dating a man, and so whichever, it doesn't matter, gay or straight. And so when it comes to being honored, those people usually have a problem with that because of the rituals that they do, which have to do with feminization, and the feminine is only accepted as a whore. And that is the origin of the Madonna whore complex. It's actually ritual abuse. It's incredibly horrific because of the rites that they do. So it's not just about like the psychological humiliation, but the thing is that if somebody finds it difficult to honor you, is because they are doing those rituals. Um, so yeah, but also it reminds us to keep an eye on what is visible, and if people have a reputation of something, it's kind of like, hey, that person was trafficked. What do you do as a society to not end up, you know? Um, because Leo is about that. Leo is so proud and so vulnerable and so loving. But it's kind of like the sun is shining, and when the sun is well aspected, it doesn't understand that which is not. Okay, it's kind of like it doesn't understand what happens when the sun is missing. So it kind of looked like, hey, why doesn't this person respect themselves? I was like, well, the sun is missing. Something was missing. So think about that Sedna story. It looks like, oh, no man was suitable for her. She gets all this first from her daddy and so on and so forth. But in fact, there was something else going on there. And if she wasn't able to be touched, okay, by men, that something else was going on there. Okay. So, um, yeah, Venus connection, Mercury hand, touch, communication. And another thing, another thing that is happening with those secret societies that is a telltale is those hand gestures, and they're not volitional. So this is important, um, because the societies that are built on betrayal, this is very Sedna related, societies that are built on betrayal do not allow for intimate communication that is not betrayal built. Okay, they always have this humiliation ritual. They always have a ritual that do not allow people to be and connect. And this is Venus meeting Sedna in Gemini. Some people might be playing the role of exposing those rituals, being exposed to those rituals, and um, and that can bring about both a curation of that, but definitely more awareness of that. In the beginning, Venus trines Pluto and sextiles Neptune. She's conjuncting Uranus. So there can be shocking realizations, but also miraculous healing that is quite unexpected. Neptune also rules the mystery. So this is where you may have mystery type of healing.